The galaxy was vast, filled with countless species, each believing themselves to be at the top of the chain. Empires stretched across light years, fleets of warships patrolled star systems, and countless civilizations boasted unmatched strength. Yet, in the quiet corner of one unassuming solar system, a planet called Earth was quietly growing its reputation. Across the stars, whispers spread. Traders spoke in hushed tones, explorers left logs of encounters, and scouts reported something unusual. Humans were different. Not stronger, not bigger, not faster, but clever, adaptive, and fearless. In the command hall of the Zaltran Empire, Supreme Commander Virex scowled at the latest reports. Holomaps showed human colonies, resource production, and surprisingly advanced technology. Humans? He muttered, his voice echoing. They are primitive. Why do scouts report unusual activity? His aide, Lieutenant Kerwin, hesitated before speaking. Sir, the reports suggest humans are apex predators in ways we do not yet understand. Scouts claim humans have overcome challenges no other species survives. They predict outcomes, adapt instantly, and survive impossible scenarios. Virex slammed his clawed hand on the table. Impossible. Primitive species cannot surpass us. Tell me the full details. Kerwin swallowed. Sir, during a border skirmish, a human scout team faced our patrol drones. The humans had no weapons stronger than rifles. Yet every drone was neutralized, traps set, and the team returned unharmed. They moved silently, yet every step disrupted our calculations. It was as if they controlled the environment itself. Virex's eyes narrowed. Do not exaggerate, Kerwin. Humans cannot be superior. This apex predator nonsense, it is propaganda. But deep down, even Virex felt a cold unease. Across the galaxy, similar reports came from other empires. Humans surviving hostile planets, taming dangerous wildlife, defeating alien mercenaries with minimal resources, and predicting enemy actions with uncanny accuracy. Meanwhile, on Earth, humans remained unaware of their growing galactic reputation. Commander Elias Ward stood on the bridge of the Aurora, monitoring orbital sensors and communications. Unlike alien fleets, Earth did not rush to war. They did not expand recklessly. Humans observed, adapted, and prepared. Lieutenant Mara looked over his shoulder. Sir, the scanners are picking up multiple alien fleets moving closer to Earth. Their scanning may be testing us. Elias nodded slowly. Let them watch. Let them learn. Every species believes strength is measured by firepower. But we know intelligence, patience, and strategy are the true measures of power. Mara frowned. They may not understand, they might attack anyway. Then they will discover the truth, Elias replied, voice calm and commanding. And they will do so quietly without realizing they are already outmatched. In the orbital space above Earth, scout ships from the Virilians, Zerith Dominion, and other empires approached. Alien commanders observed Earth with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. They expected a primitive species to flee, surrender, or crumble. What they did not expect was humans moving with precision and purpose. Orbital defenses activated without alarm, invisible to alien sensors. Satellites adjusted positions subtly, collecting every detail of the approaching fleets. Drones monitored alien communications, predicting every command before it was given. On the surface, humans prepared calmly for potential threats. Engineers modified vehicles, soldiers trained in simulated scenarios, and scientists refined predictive algorithms. Every action was measured, deliberate, and silent. Back in the Virilian command fleet, Admiral Kiro frowned at the data coming in. Sir, humans, they are calculating. Every move we make is anticipated. Our patrol drones are being neutralized without any sign of weapons or direct attack. Commander Rao shook his head. It cannot be. No primitive species can anticipate our technology. They must be lying or exaggerating. Kiro's eyes widened as more reports flooded in. Human colonies were using environmental factors to their advantage. Gravity adjustments, weather manipulation, energy fields, humans seem to control everything without firing a single shot. They are predators, Kiro whispered, disbelief clear. Not in the way we expected, but apex predators, yes. On Earth, Elias and Mara watched the fleets converge on the sensors. Humans did not panic. They did not prepare for battle in the conventional sense. Instead, they ran simulations and adjusted orbital defenses. Elias spoke softly, almost to himself. Every species believes they are the strongest. Every species believes rules and numbers define victory. Humans, we define the rules. And the galaxy is about to see the cost of underestimating us. Alien fleets began tentative maneuvers, trying to provoke a reaction. They scanned, probed, and communicated, testing the planet's defenses. Yet every attempt was quietly countered by human technology and strategy. Drones intercepted probes and returned false signals. Satellites adjusted communication streams to confuse alien analysis. Human operatives on the ground predicted movements and prepared countermeasures in real time. The galaxy was learning, slowly and quietly, that humans were not ordinary. They were adaptable, unpredictable, and always several steps ahead. Vyrek of the Zolthran Empire clenched his jaw. "We underestimated them," he admitted privately. "Reports, all scouts confirm it. Humans are apex predators. Not like any species we know, not like any species we can predict." Karen dared to ask, "Sir, should we withdraw?" Vyrek stared at the holographic map of Earth and its defenses. "Withdraw? Perhaps. But we will not forget. And one day, humans will learn the cost of challenging the galaxy. But for now, we watch." The galaxy watched silently, waiting for Earth to make its move. Alien fleets from multiple empires hovered in orbit, probing, scanning, and testing the planet. Each commander was confident that their technology and strategy would be enough to intimidate humans. But humans did not panic. Humans observed. Humans prepared. On the bridge of the Aurora, Commander Elias Ward stood calmly, hands behind his back, watching the holographic displays. The alien fleets were massive, their ships sleek and armed with weapons powerful enough to destroy cities. Yet Elias's expression was unreadable. Lieutenant Mara approached him, her brow furrowed. "Sir, they are testing us. What do we do?" Elias nodded slowly, his voice calm. "We do what we always do. We observe, calculate, and respond. They believe strength is measured in weapons. They believe victory is measured by firepower. We will show them the truth. The human way is not brute force, it is strategy, adaptability, and intelligence." In orbit, humans deployed covert countermeasures. Alien sensors detected nothing unusual, but every fleet maneuver they attempted was quietly anticipated. Satellites emitted subtle energy pulses, interfering with alien communications. Drones intercepted probes, returning falsified information. Tactical algorithms calculated thousands of possible moves, predicting alien intentions before they were executed. From the alien perspective, nothing appeared to happen, yet the humans were in control of the entire engagement. On the surface, humans prepared as well. Earth's cities, sprawling yet fortified, became strategic command centers. Engineers and scientists modified energy grids and orbital arrays to support defensive and offensive simulations. Soldiers trained with precision, anticipating possible alien incursions and practicing tactics no other species had ever employed. Elias addressed his officers. "Remember this, the enemy does not know our full strength. Every action we take must appear subtle, natural, and inevitable. We are the apex predator not because of sheer force, but because we control the battlefield in ways they cannot see." The first real confrontation came when a small fleet of Virilian scout ships attempted a direct approach. Their weapons locked on human orbital stations, expecting resistance. But the stations were not armed in the conventional sense. Instead, energy pulses scrambled targeting systems, sensors misread signals, and the scout fleet became disoriented. One by one, the ships collided with minor satellites or drifted off course, immobilized without a single human gun firing a shot. Admiral Kiro, commanding the Virilian fleet, was stunned. "What is happening? Our systems are failing and no one is attacking us." Commander Rao whispered, "It's the humans, somehow, they control everything we try to do. Our predictions, our calculations, they are useless." Back on the Aurora, Elias watched the results with satisfaction. "They think they control the battlefield," he said softly. "They do not. Every move they make is anticipated, and every outcome is calculated. The galaxy will soon learn that humans are not just survivors, they are hunters, predators in every sense." Mara shook her head. "Sir, this is unbelievable. Even our orbital defenses did not fire a shot, and the fleet is disabled." Elias nodded. "Yes, victory is quiet. Dominance is subtle. They will fear us not because we fight, but because we control what happens before the first battle even begins." Across the galaxy, news of the scout fleet's failure spread rapidly. Other civilizations began questioning their own assumptions about humans. Some whispered in fear, "If humans can immobilize a small fleet so easily, what can they do to a full armada?" Some doubted the reports, Surely no primitive species can achieve such a feat. There must be exaggeration. Others began to respect humans, realizing they were dealing with a species unlike any other. Even the Zirith Dominion, a powerful empire that prided itself on domination, began re-evaluating its strategy. Supreme Commander Varric frowned at the reports. Humans, they are not just strong. They are intelligent in ways we cannot predict. Every move we make, they anticipate it. Every plan, they are already prepared for it. The next phase of the humans' counter came when an alien fleet tried to threaten Earth's resources. A group of massive mining ships, protected by heavy escorts, approached the planet, intending to seize rare minerals. Humans responded without conventional weapons. Instead, orbital stations activated stealth interference grids, causing alien navigation systems to fail. Ships drifted helplessly, colliding with one another. Mining equipment was rendered useless and alien crews panicked. On the bridge of the Aurora, Elias watched the operation unfold. "Observe," he told Mara. "Notice how we dominate not by attacking but by controlling. Every obstacle, every movement, they are ours to manipulate. This is the apex predator's strength: intelligence, foresight, and preparation." Mara glanced at the display. "It's terrifying. The aliens don't even understand what's happening to them." "Exactly," Elias replied. "Fear is born from knowledge of weakness. And they have none against us, yet." The Varillian admiral, now desperate, called for reinforcements. But every fleet that approached faced the same fate. Humans anticipated movements, creating invisible barriers. Alien drones were intercepted and neutralized without warning. Energy fields subtly manipulated trajectories, rendering even the most advanced ships useless. Across the galaxy, the whispers grew louder. Humans are not to be underestimated. Humans are apex predators. Back on Earth, Elias convened a strategic council. "Today we have proven the first lesson: humans are in control. Not through brute force, not through sheer numbers, but through intelligence, patience, and precision. The galaxy will remember this lesson. Let them test us further, and we will show them again." Mara, still in awe, asked, "Sir, do they understand the threat yet?" Elias smiled faintly. "They understand enough to fear. That is all that matters. Respect follows fear and strategy follows respect. We are apex predators, but we strike only when necessary. And when we strike, it will be final." The alien fleets retreated slightly, unnerved and confused. The galaxy was beginning to realize that humans were unlike any other species they had encountered. Humans could survive impossible odds. Humans could predict outcomes. Humans could dominate without fighting, manipulating every battlefield with intelligence alone. And the galaxy's apex predator had revealed itself, quietly, subtly, and with unstoppable precision. The galaxy had begun to murmur about humans. Traders whispered of invisible defenses, mercenaries reported strange encounters, and alien empires debated the intelligence of a species they once considered primitive. But still, no one truly understood the full extent of human capability. On the bridge of the Aurora, Commander Elias Ward studied the latest reports. The alien fleets had not attacked directly yet, but their movements were calculated, testing, probing, attempting to gauge Earth's strength. Humans had already predicted every probe, every scan, every approach. And now they were preparing to demonstrate control on a larger scale. Lieutenant Mara approached, her eyes wide. "Sir, the alien fleets are moving in formation again. They are coordinating like never before. Do you think they are ready to attack?" Elias shook his head slowly. "They think coordination equals strength. They think numbers and firepower guarantee dominance. But humans, we create dominance through intelligence, strategy, and unpredictability. Let them come. The galaxy is about to see what humans truly are capable of." Far above Earth, alien commanders adjusted formations, believing they could outmaneuver human defenses. Fleets from the Varillians, Zirith Dominion, and other ambitious empires converged, assuming that the humans would react like any other species. They were wrong. The humans had anticipated every possible approach. Cloaked strike pods patrolled orbital paths, invisible to alien sensors. Drones moved silently, ready to intercept any probe or ship. Predictive AI calculated outcomes with precision, forecasting alien maneuvers before they occurred. The humans were not merely defending, they were controlling the battlefield without revealing themselves. Every alien move had been expected, and every countermeasure prepared in advance. In the alien fleet, Admiral Kiro watched his patrol drones disappear one by one. How are they doing this? Our technology is unmatched. Our calculations flawless. Commander Ralph's clawed hand trembled over the console. It is as though they know everything we are about to do. Every command, every maneuver, they counter it before it happens. Kiro's eyes narrowed. Impossible. No species can predict our actions with such precision. But impossible was exactly what humans had achieved. Elias monitored the alien fleets with calm precision. Deploy the orbital energy grids, he instructed. Activate interference patterns. Let's show them what it means to challenge the apex predator of Earth. Within moments, alien sensors went haywire. Communication signals scrambled. Fleet formations broke apart. Ships drifted off course, some colliding with asteroids or space debris. The human strike pods, invisible in orbit, nudged key vessels subtly, ensuring every maneuver failed without revealing their presence. Mara watched the chaos unfold on the holographic display. Sir, this is incredible. They can't understand what's happening. Every move we make is invisible to them, yet they are paralyzed. Elias nodded. The galaxy has long underestimated humans. Every species believes strength is measured by size, weapons, or numbers. But the true predator acts silently, anticipates every move, and ensures control before a battle even begins. Alien commanders began to panic. Reports flooded in from the front lines. Fleets immobilized, patrols lost, and entire strategic plans rendered useless. Some ships attempted to retreat, but even those maneuvers were anticipated. Humans controlled not only the environment but the flow of information, ensuring every enemy move worked in favor of Earth's strategy. Across the galaxy, whispers of fear grew louder. Humans are not just survivors, they are hunters. Apex predators. On Earth, humans continued preparation for the next phase. Engineers optimized drones, energy grids, and orbital stations. Scientists simulated alien tactics, predicting their possible responses and adjusting accordingly. Soldiers trained with unconventional strategies, blending technology, instinct, and environmental manipulation. Elias addressed his team. Remember, the galaxy watches not only our actions but our restraint. True supremacy is not about destruction. It is about control. The moment they understand our intelligence, our adaptability, and our precision, they will fear humanity as they fear nothing else. Mara asked quietly, Sir, do you think they understand yet? Elias's eyes gleamed. They understand enough to hesitate. And hesitation is the beginning of fear. We are apex predators, and tonight, they will learn why. The next engagement began when the alien fleets attempted to blockade one of Earth's orbital trade stations. The aliens assumed humans would defend it with weapons, but humans chose a different path. Cloaked human strike pods disabled alien engines subtly. Drones manipulated asteroid trajectories, forcing alien ships into collisions. Sensors and communications were jammed, creating confusion across the alien ranks. By the time any alien realized what had happened, the blockade had failed. Not a single human ship fired a weapon, yet the aliens were humiliated and disorganized. Commander Ral of the Virilians stared at the reports, speechless. How can a species without fleet numbers or heavy weaponry control an entire engagement? Admiral Kiro whispered, It's not their numbers. It's their mind. Humans are apex predators of strategy. Across the galaxy, other empires began to take notice. Scholars and strategists debated in councils. If humans can predict and manipulate fleets invisibly, what else are they capable of? Are they just smart, or is there something unnatural about their instincts? Every empire that underestimates them will pay the price. Even some aliens who had once dismissed Earth civilizations began sending envoys to observe in secret, seeking to understand the humans' true power. On the bridge of the Aurora, Elias watched the alien fleets retreat in disarray. This is only the beginning, he said. They now know humans are not ordinary. They know we are the hunters. The galaxy will adjust, whether willingly or unwillingly. Mara smiled faintly. Sir, the galaxy will never underestimate humans again, will they? Elias's expression was calm, yet filled with quiet authority. They will never forget. And when the first empire dares to challenge us openly, they will pay the price. The apex predator does not fight for pride. The apex predator fights to survive, to control, and to remind others of their place. The galaxy had begun to whisper. News of the humans' silent dominance spread through communications networks, intercepted by traders, diplomats, and spies alike. Reports of alien fleets immobilized without a single human weapon fired were now common knowledge. Across star systems, commanders questioned their assumptions about Earth. Yet on Earth, life remained calm, orderly, and deceptively quiet. Humans were not celebrating victories, they were preparing the next phase. Observation had become strategy, and intelligence had become their weapon. On the Aurora, Commander Elias Ward stood before a vast holographic map of the galaxy. Red dots indicated alien fleets, yellow dots marked colonies, and Earth glowed as the central beacon of influence. Every fleet, every move, and every intention had been predicted. Lieutenant Mara studied the map. "Sir, the fleets are reacting. Some are withdrawing, others are observing. They're confused. Even the larger empires don't know what to do next." Elias nodded. "Confusion is the first sign of fear. And fear is respect in disguise. The galaxy assumes control comes from firepower. They are beginning to see that control can come from intellect, strategy, and patience. Humans are apex predators not by accident, but by design." Across space, alien commanders scrambled. The Virilians sent envoys, the Zereth Dominion debated countermeasures, and smaller factions consulted in secrecy. How could humans manipulate entire fleets without firing a shot? How could they predict every maneuver, every communication? If intelligence is their weapon, what happens when they unleash it fully? Admiral Kiro of the Virilians studied his holomap, his usual confidence gone. "We underestimated them. Every action we've taken has been anticipated, every plan undone, every fleet immobilized. Humans are predators. Apex predators. Not in strength but in thought, in strategy." Commander Rao, still pale with disbelief, whispered, "What kind of species can do this? How can they be so perfect?" Meanwhile, humans quietly extended their influence. Their agents and observers moved unseen among the stars, negotiating quietly, guiding trade, and influencing alien factions. No fleets attacked directly. No weapons fired. Every action was subtle, unnoticed, yet effective. Humans had begun shaping the galaxy without anyone realizing it. Trade routes were adjusted. Resource-rich planets were secured diplomatically. Potential threats were neutralized before they could act. It was not domination through violence, it was domination through intelligence, foresight, and strategy. On Earth, Elias convened a council of human leaders. "The galaxy watches us. They fear what they do not understand. They respect what they cannot predict. Now we must continue our strategy carefully. Subtlety is our strength, patience is our power, and intelligence is our weapon. Any overt aggression now would reveal more than necessary." Mara asked, "Sir, when will they finally realize we are apex predators?" Elias smiled faintly. "Some already know. Others will discover it soon enough. The apex predator does not announce itself, it acts in ways the world cannot ignore, yet cannot comprehend. The aliens' first attempts to resist human influence were subtle, yet they failed. The Zereth Dominion attempted to secure a border system near Earth. Humans had anticipated this weeks in advance. Orbital drones quietly redirected the fleet, forcing ships into uninhabitable zones. Alien commanders were left scrambling, unsure how a primitive species could anticipate every move. The galaxy slowly began to accept an uncomfortable truth. Humans were not just survivors, they were strategists, manipulators, and apex predators. On the surface of Earth, scientists studied distant alien activity. Energy fields, fleet trajectories, and communications were analyzed. Every move was calculated, every potential conflict simulated. Humans were always several steps ahead, planning not just for today but for years into the future. Elias stood over a holographic display showing multiple star systems. "Observe. They are reacting. Some retreat, some hesitate, and some are quietly negotiating with each other. Humans are influencing them without firing a single weapon. This is control. This is power. This is what it means to be apex predators." Mara frowned. "Sir, do you think they understand that we are not fighting yet? That this is only preparation?" Elias's eyes gleamed. "Some understand. Others will learn the hard way. Patience is a weapon far deadlier than any missile or plasma cannon. And when the time comes, they will face it." Alien fleets continued to watch Earth, wary now. The whispers of humans' capability had reached even the furthest corners of the galaxy. Smaller civilizations began requesting humans' guidance, unsure whether to ally or fear them. Major empires began recalculating strategies, fearing open confrontation. The term apex predator was now associated with humans across star systems, whispered in fear, respect, and awe. Even Supreme Commander Varek of the Zereth Dominion could not hide his concern. "We cannot attack Earth directly. Any fleet sent will be anticipated, neutralized, or redirected. We must observe, wait, and learn. Humans are more than a species. They are a force, a predator unlike anything we have encountered. Back on the Aurora, Elias prepared for the next phase. Humans had secured influence without combat, established dominance through intelligence, and sent a clear warning to the galaxy. Do not underestimate Earth and do not provoke humans. Mara studied the displays. Sir, they will challenge us eventually. When they do, will we be ready? Elias's voice was steady. We're always ready. The apex predator does not wait for threats. It anticipates them, controls them, and shapes the battlefield to its advantage. The galaxy will soon learn that humans are not just survivors. They are hunters, strategists, and rulers of their destiny. The galaxy had begun to acknowledge the humans' unique abilities. Fleets that once sneered at Earth now hesitated in orbit, unsure how to proceed. Rumors of humans' predictive strategies, stealth operations, and unmatched intelligence spread rapidly. Alien commanders no longer dismissed Earth, they feared it. Among the empires, one faction decided to act boldly. The Trell Dominion, a coalition of war-hardened species, viewed humans as a growing threat. They had ignored warnings, underestimated Earth, and now intended to test humans directly. Supreme Commander Varric of the Trell Dominion addressed his officers aboard the flagship Oblivion's Wrath. We will challenge Earth. Let us see if these humans are truly the predators the galaxy fears. Prepare the fleet. We strike with full force and we do not retreat. Lieutenant Sarah, his second-in-command, hesitated. Sir, the intelligence reports are clear. Humans anticipate, manipulate, and control outcomes. They have never been directly engaged. Are we ready for the unknown? Varric slammed his metallic fist on the console. Unknown is what we conquer. Humanity may be clever, but they are still a primitive species. They will learn that some mistakes cannot be predicted. Back on Earth, Commander Elias Ward monitored alien fleet movements. The Trell ships approached a resource-rich orbital station near Earth's outer defense perimeter. The humans had anticipated this exact move weeks before. Elias spoke calmly to his officers. This is their test. Let them try. Every move they make has been predicted. Every tactic they deploy, we have prepared for it. Humans survive by thinking ahead, adapting faster than any enemy can, and controlling the battlefield silently. Let us show them the cost of underestimating Earth. Lieutenant Mara nodded, her expression serious. Sir, the fleet is massive. They will test us openly. Will we retaliate directly? Elias shook his head. Not yet. The apex predator does not rush. The predator controls, manipulates, and strikes only when victory is certain. As the Trell fleet entered orbit, their ships projected a display of power. Plasma cannons charged, energy shields hummed, and fighter squadrons flanked the main fleet. They believed intimidation and firepower would force humans into submission. But humans had already anticipated every approach. Cloaked orbital strike pods monitored every fleet movement. Sensor jammers disrupted communications. AI-driven predictive algorithms calculated the outcomes of every maneuver before the aliens acted. The Trell Dominion believed themselves to be the hunters, but they were about to realize they had been baited. The first engagement began with subtle disruption. Alien communications faltered, sending confusing commands to the fleet. Navigation systems became unreliable, ships drifted off course. Cloaked human drones subtly nudged alien ships, causing collisions and misalignment without visible attack. Commander Varric stared at the holomap, disbelief etched on his metallic face. Impossible, our fleet, we are being manipulated, invisibly. Lieutenant Sarah's voice trembled. Sir, they predicted our moves. They control outcomes without firing a shot. Varric's rage was silent but intense. They are predators, not like anything we have ever seen. They are humans, and they are apex predators. Meanwhile, humans took the opportunity to strategically outmaneuver the alien forces. Orbital energy grids subtly altered gravitational fields, pushing alien ships off their intended trajectories. Drones created phantom signals, forcing enemy ships to chase false targets. Alien sensors were manipulated to show false enemy positions, causing hesitation and miscommunication. The Trell fleet was paralyzed, moving in confusion and fear. Despite their numerical superiority, they could not gain the advantage. On the Aurora, Elias watched every move. "Notice," he said to his officers, "they believe control comes from brute strength. They do not understand that the apex predator shapes the battlefield in ways the enemy cannot perceive. They cannot win because they are reacting, and humans, we anticipate." Mara looked at the displays, her voice tense. "Sir, even their fleet commanders are paralyzed. We've never engaged directly, yet the outcome is already in our favor." Elias nodded. "This is the lesson. Dominance is not about firepower, it is about foresight, intelligence, and patience. When the Trell Dominion learns this, it will reshape the galaxy's understanding of humans." The battle escalated in subtlety rather than destruction. Alien fighters attempted to bypass orbital defenses, only to find invisible energy fields rerouting their paths. Heavy cruisers were subtly slowed or nudged off course, delaying attacks. Resource stations remained untouched, yet aliens were unable to approach without being controlled indirectly. Every human action was silent, precise, and deadly in its effect, demonstrating dominance without overt aggression. Commander Varric finally realized the horrifying truth. His fleet was at the mercy of a species he had considered primitive. "We cannot win, our technology, our numbers, nothing works. Humans are not just strong, they are perfect hunters, controlling outcomes before we even act." Across the galaxy, other empires took note. The Trell Challenge, intended to test humans, ended in silent humiliation. The humans had demonstrated that intelligence and foresight could defeat brute force. The apex predator had proven its superiority once again. Alien commanders were shaken, uncertain how to engage Earth without facing unseen consequences. Elias addressed his officers once the battle ended. "Observe the results. No shots fired. No cities destroyed. Yet the enemy fleet is immobilized, confused, and retreating. This is what it means to be an apex predator. They underestimated humans, and now the galaxy will remember the cost." Mara's eyes were wide with awe. "Sir, they will never challenge Earth again, will they?" Elias's expression was calm but resolute. "They may try. Others may test us. But every time, humans will prove that dominance is not about weapons, it is about intelligence, preparation, and control. We are hunters in every sense, apex predators in every environment, and the galaxy is learning to fear the name Earth." The Trell Dominion withdrew, its pride shattered, its fleet confused and ineffective. Across the galaxy, other empires began to reconsider their own strategies. Smaller civilizations approached humans for guidance. Some major powers opted for diplomacy instead of conflict. Fear, respect, and fascination for humans spread like wildfire. Even those who had mocked Earth's primitive nature now whispered in fear, "The humans are apex predators. Their intelligence is unmatched. Their strategy, flawless." On the Aurora, Elias looked at the galaxy on the holographic map, calm and composed. The Trell Dominion has learned the first lesson. Humans are not to be underestimated. They have tested and they have failed. Soon, every empire will understand that humans are hunters, strategists, and predators the galaxy has never seen before. Mara asked quietly, "Sir, what comes next?" Elias's eyes gleamed. "Next, we expand influence. Next, the galaxy will see that humans are not just defenders, they are rulers of strategy, masters of preparation, and apex predators. And when they strike, it will be decisive." The Trell Dominion's retreat was a shockwave felt across the galaxy. Alien empires that had once treated Earth with disdain now paused, reconsidering every assumption. Whispers of the humans' unseen power had grown into a roaring realization. Earth was not just a planet, it was a force of intelligence, strategy, and dominance unlike any other. On the bridge of the Aurora, Commander Elias Ward observed the galaxy with calm precision. Holographic displays mapped fleets, trade routes, and colonies, each dot representing opportunity and potential threat. Humans did not celebrate victories, they planned their next moves with meticulous care. Lieutenant Mara approached, her tone cautious. "Sir, the galaxy is in shock. Empires are hesitating, smaller civilizations are reaching out, and even our former adversaries are unsure how to respond. How far will this influence go?" Elias's expression was steady, unwavering. "Influence is not taken by force. It is earned through control, foresight, and strategy. Today humans are the apex predators. Tomorrow, the galaxy will acknowledge it fully." In the outer systems, human agents moved silently. Trade negotiations subtly shifted in humanity's favor. Resource allocations were redirected to ensure Earth's allies had advantage. Potential hostile factions were neutralized diplomatically before they could strike. No fleet fired a shot. No city burned. Yet, the results were undeniable. Humans controlled outcomes on a galactic scale without aggression. The Virilian Empire, once confident in its military supremacy, convened a secret council. Supreme Commander Vyrek spoke grimly. We underestimated Earth. We believed humans to be primitive. Yet their influence spreads without fleets, without weapons, and without direct confrontation. They manipulate, predict, and dominate, silently. Commander Kerwan added cautiously, Sir, their tactics cannot be matched by conventional warfare. Every plan we attempt is anticipated. Every fleet maneuver we make, they counter before we act. Vyrek's claws tapped the table in frustration. We must reconsider our approach. The humans are apex predators. Their supremacy is in strategy, not numbers. And that is a far more dangerous threat than anything we have faced before. Meanwhile, Earth's orbital stations monitored alien communications, trade routes, and fleet movements. Humans prepared for eventual conflict but did not act recklessly. Elias addressed his team. Our dominance is not aggression. It is preparation, calculation, and subtle influence. Every fleet, every empire, every civilization now recognizes that humans cannot be underestimated. Intelligence and strategy are our weapons, patience is our shield, and foresight is our advantage. Mara nodded. Sir, some empires may try to test us again. They may strike unexpectedly. Elias's eyes gleamed with quiet authority. Let them. Every action will be anticipated, every move countered. The apex predator does not fight blind. They strike only when the outcome is certain. That is why humans will always survive, and always dominate. In one sector, the Zereth Dominion attempted to assert dominance over a disputed star system. Alien fleets advanced cautiously, confident in their numbers. Yet human observers had already calculated the optimal countermeasure. Cloaked strike pods subtly nudged enemy ships off course. Orbital energy grids manipulated gravity and trajectories to create confusion. Sensor jammers created false signals, making alien fleets react to phantom threats. The result? A fleet that believed it was advancing strategically found itself immobilized and scattered, humiliated without a single human weapon firing. Across the galaxy, smaller civilizations took notice. Planets that had feared Earth's aggression now sought alliance. Traders redirected routes to favor human-controlled corridors. Diplomatic envoys arrived, offering allegiance, advice, and cooperation. Humans were not conquering, they were shaping the galaxy without anyone realizing it. Influence spread silently, efficiently, and with precision. Even the Trell Dominion, humbled by their previous defeat, began to adjust strategy. Supreme Commander Varric acknowledged privately to his council, humans do not fight like any species we have faced. They manipulate the battlefield in ways we cannot predict. Every fleet, every colony, every resource, they control outcomes without firing a weapon. They are apex predators. Lieutenant Sarah shivered. Sir, how can a species we dismissed as primitive achieve such dominance? Varric's metallic eyes were cold and thoughtful. They are intelligent, adaptive, and patient. They strike when necessary and manipulate when they can. We were foolish to underestimate them. Every empire must now respect humanity, or suffer consequences. On Earth, humans continued to strengthen influence subtly. Research teams developed predictive models of alien behavior. Engineers optimized orbital defenses and logistics for every eventuality. Soldiers trained for unconventional scenarios, blending intelligence, instinct, and technology. Elias spoke to his council. The galaxy believes domination is achieved through fleets and weapons. We have shown them otherwise. Intelligence, foresight, and control can neutralize any threat. The apex predator does not attack recklessly. The apex predator shapes every outcome before the first battle even begins. Mara, observing the displays, asked, Sir, will they ever understand the full extent of our power? Elias smiled faintly. Some will, eventually. Others may only learn through consequences. That is the nature of being apex predators. They fear what they cannot control, respect what they cannot predict, and obey only when the cost of defiance is clear. The galaxy now faced a new reality. Humans were unseen, unstoppable, and undeniably dominant. No alien fleet dared attack openly. Trade, diplomacy, and influence flowed according to human design. Even the most confident empires hesitated, uncertain how to challenge a species that could anticipate their every move. Humanity's reputation as apex predators was no longer rumor, it was fact. On the Aurora, Elias concluded a briefing with his officers. Observe the galaxy. Watch how empires hesitate, how factions realign, and how smaller civilizations seek guidance. This is the power of humans. Not in weapons, not in brute force, but in intelligence, strategy, and foresight. We are apex predators. And the galaxy will remember it. Mara asked softly, Sir, what will be the next step? Elias's gaze swept the stars. Next, we ensure the galaxy respects Earth not out of fear alone but out of recognition. Humans do not need to fight to dominate. Every action, every influence, every decision will demonstrate our supremacy. And when the time comes, any who defy us will learn the full cost. The galaxy had changed. Fear, respect, and curiosity about humans had spread to every star system. Alien empires, once arrogant and dismissive, now hesitated in the face of Earth's subtle dominance. Yet not all were willing to bow or accept diplomacy. A coalition formed. The galaxy's most powerful empires, Virilion, Zirith, Trell, and several smaller factions, joined forces to challenge Earth. Their fleets combined were larger than any humans had faced before, bristling with weapons designed to obliterate planets and fleets alike. Supreme Commander Varek of the Zirith Dominion convened the coalition's council. We cannot underestimate humans. They predict, manipulate, and control. Alone they are dangerous. Together they are unstoppable. But united we may have a chance. Every fleet, every weapon, every plan must be precise. Failure is not an option. Admiral Kiro of the Virilians nodded. We strike with total force. Earth must learn the cost of defiance. On Earth, Commander Elias Ward watched the coalition's movements with calm precision. The holographic map displayed hundreds of ships converging on Earth's outer systems. Humans were outnumbered, but numbers had never been their advantage. Strategy, intelligence, and anticipation were humanity's true weapons. Lieutenant Mara approached, her brow furrowed. Sir, they are massive. Every empire in one coalition. Do we have a plan? Elias's gaze remained steady. Yes. Humans do not fight blind. We anticipate, we control, and we manipulate outcomes. They believe in brute force. We will show them that intelligence is far deadlier than firepower. The coalition began their advance. Massive fleets moved in perfect formation, anticipating minimal resistance. From their perspective, Earth's forces were small, primitive, and predictable. They underestimated humans, exactly as humans intended. Cloaked strike pods monitored every ship. Predictive algorithms anticipated fleet maneuvers. Drones subtly manipulated trajectories and sensor readings. The humans were not just defending, they were controlling the battlefield invisibly. Every coalition move was anticipated and countered silently. First, the coalition attempted a direct orbital assault. Massive ships unleashed energy beams, and fighter squadrons swarmed toward Earth's orbital stations. The humans responded with invisible precision. Energy grids subtly altered gravitational fields, forcing enemy ships off course. Cloaked pods nudged cruisers into collisions. Sensor jammers created false signals, leading squadrons into ambush zones that did not exist. Within minutes, the coalition's formations began to falter. What was meant to be an unstoppable strike became a chaotic, disorganized advance. Supreme Commander Varric of the Trell Dominion cursed under his breath. Impossible, their movements, our plans, they are all wrong. They anticipate every step. How can a primitive species control the battlefield so flawlessly? Admiral Kiro added grimly, they do not merely react, they predict, manipulate, and dominate. Earth is apex predator material. We cannot match their intelligence with weapons alone. The coalition realized the terrifying truth. Humans did not need firepower to control the galaxy. Their strategy, foresight, and adaptability made them untouchable. On the Aurora, Elias briefed his officers. Observe. They believe they control the battlefield. They think brute force wins. But humans have always won by anticipating outcomes, adapting faster, and shaping events silently. Every ship they move, every weapon they fire, we have already countered without revealing our strength. Mara's eyes widened as she scanned the displays. Sir, the coalition's largest fleet is being neutralized, without any of our weapons firing. Elias smiled faintly. This is how the apex predator fights. Not with brute force but with control. Not with noise but with precision. The galaxy will never underestimate humans again. The human strategy escalated in subtlety and brilliance. Drones intercepted reconnaissance ships before they reached Earth, returning falsified information. Cloaked strike pods nudged entire squadrons off course. Energy arrays manipulated gravitational fields, delaying cruisers and causing misalignment in their formations. By the time the coalition realized the extent of the disruption, their fleet was scattered, disorganized, and vulnerable. Even the galaxy's most powerful commanders could not deny it. The Virilian admiral muttered, "We are being outthought at every level. No empire has faced a species that predicts every move with such precision." Supreme Commander Varric whispered, "Humans are not just survivors, they are apex predators. And we are only beginning to see the full extent of their power." Humans had shown the coalition that intelligence, foresight, and control were superior to raw power. The apex predator did not need to strike to dominate. On Earth, the Council convened to plan the next move. Humans had successfully disrupted the coalition's advance, but Elias knew the galaxy's attention was now fully on them. "We have shown our power without firing a shot. But the coalition will regroup. We must prepare for diplomacy, negotiation, and subtle dominance across every sector. Humans will expand influence not by conquering, but by showing that every attempt to challenge us ends in failure." Mara nodded. "Sir, every empire will now respect us, fear us, perhaps even obey." Elias's eyes gleamed. "Some will respect, some will fear, and some may try to test us again. But every time humans will prove that strategy, intelligence, and foresight are far deadlier than any weapon." The coalition finally withdrew, humiliated but alive. Across the galaxy, smaller civilizations took notice. Planets once indifferent to humans now sought alliances. Traders redirected routes, preferring human-controlled corridors. Diplomatic envoys arrived, offering cooperation and allegiance. Earth had become a silent ruler, a predator whose influence spread without armies, weapons, or destruction. Elias addressed his team, calm yet commanding. "The coalition has learned a lesson. Humans are apex predators. They cannot be outmaneuvered, outthought, or underestimated. The galaxy now knows that dominance is not measured by fleets, weapons, or numbers. It is measured by intelligence, strategy, and control. We have won without fighting. And when humans fight, the outcome is inevitable." Mara asked quietly, "Sir, what comes next?" Elias's gaze swept the stars. "Next, we prepare for the final phase. Humans will solidify their place as the true apex predator of the galaxy. Empires will recognize it, civilizations will respect it, and the galaxy will never forget it. When humans strike, it will be decisive, unstoppable, and legendary." The galaxy had never been so aware of Earth. Every empire, faction, and civilization now understood one truth: humans were not just survivors. They were apex predators, unparalleled in intelligence, strategy, and adaptability. On the bridge of the Aurora, Commander Elias Ward observed the galaxy with calm authority. The coalition fleets had retreated, scattered, and demoralized. Yet this was not the final confrontation. Humans had to ensure their dominance would be undeniable and permanent. Lieutenant Mara approached, her voice quiet but intense. "Sir, they respect us, they fear us, and some even seek alliances. But is it enough? Will the galaxy truly understand that humans are apex predators?" Elias's eyes gleamed. "Respect is earned through mastery. Fear is earned through anticipation. And dominance is earned through complete control. Today humans demonstrate all three. The galaxy will remember Earth as the species that cannot be underestimated, that cannot be outthought, and that cannot be defeated." From orbit, Earth sensors scanned the galaxy. Human intelligence teams analyzed fleets, colonies, and trade routes. Every movement, every message, every action was anticipated and accounted for. Humans had transformed the galaxy without firing a single weapon in their final demonstration. Trade networks flowed according to human influence. Diplomacy shifted toward Earth, with empires quietly yielding in negotiations. Even the most warlike civilizations hesitated, unsure how to oppose a species that anticipated their every move. Humans had shown that true dominance was not in destruction but in control. Supreme Commander Varric of the Trell Dominion privately admitted his defeat to his council. "We were foolish. We believed numbers, weapons, and intimidation could dominate Earth. But humans, they manipulate, predict, and control without engaging in open combat. They are apex predators in every sense." Admiral Kiro of the Virilians added, "Our fleets, our empires, all failed. Intelligence, strategy, and anticipation define humans. They are the hunters of the galaxy. We can only respect or retreat." Across star systems, smaller civilizations took note. Some sent envoys, others offered allegiance, and many simply watched in awe. Earth had become a silent ruler, an apex predator whose influence spread invisibly and completely. On the Aurora, Elias addressed his officers. The galaxy now understands the first law: humans are apex predators. This is not earned by brute force, not by fleets, but by intelligence, foresight, and control. Every empire that challenges Earth now knows the cost of defiance. Mara looked at the display of fleets and colonies, all subtly influenced by Earth. Sir, will they ever try again? Elias's voice was calm yet firm. Some will, eventually. Every species has curiosity, pride, or ambition. But every time humans will be ready. The apex predator does not fight blind. They anticipate, manipulate, and control. Every confrontation will end as this one has, with humans victorious without unnecessary destruction. The coalition fleets, humbled and demoralized, began retreating to their home territories. Their pride had been shattered, their assumptions destroyed. Stories would spread across the galaxy. The humans anticipated every move. They controlled entire fleets without firing a weapon. They are apex predators, unseen and unstoppable. Even civilizations that had once mocked Earth began to reconsider their stance. The balance of power had shifted permanently. On Earth, Elias turned to his council. We have secured dominance not by war but by mastery. Influence, strategy, and foresight are more powerful than any fleet. Let the galaxy know, humans do not seek unnecessary destruction but defy us at your peril. The apex predator does not announce itself, it acts, and the consequences are inevitable. Mara smiled faintly. Sir, the galaxy will finally understand. Humans will not be underestimated again. Elias's eyes reflected the vastness of space. They will never forget. Every civilization will remember the day humans proved that intelligence, strategy, and control surpass all other forms of power. And when humans act decisively, the galaxy will tremble, for it is a predator unlike any other. In the weeks that followed, the effects of human dominance spread throughout the galaxy. Colonies and planets aligned with Earth's influence, recognizing the strategic brilliance of humans. Fleets once poised to attack now hesitated, unsure how to approach a species that controlled outcomes invisibly. Trade routes, resource distribution, and diplomatic relations subtly shifted to favor humanity's interests. Humans had cemented their position not through fear alone, but by demonstrating the supremacy of intelligence and strategy over brute force. Supreme Commander Varric wrote privately in the Trell Dominion's historical records. The humans are unlike any species we have encountered. They are not merely survivors, they are hunters, strategists, and apex predators. Every empire that underestimates them will face consequences beyond imagination. They do not rely on weapons alone. Their mastery is in intelligence, anticipation, and control. Earth has rewritten the rules of the galaxy. Across the cosmos, similar records were written by every major civilization. Humans had become a legend, a benchmark of apex dominance, and a reminder that intelligence and strategy are the ultimate weapons. Back on the Aurora, Elias observed Earth's orbit, calm and reflective. The galaxy has learned the rule: humans are apex predators. They do not fight recklessly. They control outcomes, anticipate moves, and strike with precision when necessary. And when they strike, victory is inevitable. Mara asked quietly, Sir, what comes after dominance? What comes after the apex predator is recognized? Elias smiled faintly. Recognition is just the beginning. The galaxy will adapt, learn, and respect humans. And humans will continue to shape the future, not through fear but through mastery, intelligence, and unwavering control. That is what it means to be Earth's apex predator.